What's going on? I got a fun little workout today. Not a lot of resistance work, but I still think we're going to be able to cook your shoulders, cook your legs a little bit, and you should have your core, the abs turned on the whole time. We're going to get the obliques involved. We got a nice little full body circuit here. I got 8 exercises. Once you go through them 3 or 4 times, and then at the end, we got a little challenge 4 times. So let's get started with our exercises. All you're going to need for this workout is the yellow band. Some of you may get a little adventurous and go for the red band, but I think a lot of us can go ahead and cook it with just the yellow band. We aren't going to need it for a little bit. Our first exercise, we're going to get warmed up. We're going to get ourselves into our bear position. Get everything turned on, get engaged. What we're going to do is we're going to walk our feet back into a plank and bring them right back up into the bear. We're staying engaged the whole time, pushing down with the shoulders. Squeeze the shoulders, squeeze the core, squeeze your bottom. We're just getting warmed up, going back and forth. The core is turned on. We're lighting up the quads a little bit as we get them engaged, and our shoulders are tensed the whole time, holding the ground down, holding my back nice and flat. For the next one, we're going to stay in that bear position. We are going to do some bear squats. Again, I want my knees right below my hips, my wrists right below my shoulders, nice and tall on the toes. We are going to push up on the toes like a ballerina, and we're going to tuck that chin down, squeeze the abs for a little bit of a pike here, and back down. When we go up, we've got time under tension. We are flexing at the knees, squeezing those quads, push the toes down, the calves are engaged, and we are squeezing the core for this pike position at the top. We're going to do that one. We're going to go straight from that exercise. We're going to roll over. We're spending lots of time on the ground today. We're going to roll over. What I want us to do is tuck our heels up close to our bottom. We're going to lay down. Feel free to put your hands down. Grab the ground if you want to. Push the shoulders into the ground. Push the heels into the ground. And push your hips up towards the sky. Let's get that nice squeeze at the top. Now what I want us to do here is I don't want to go all the way down at the bottom. I want us to stay with some time under tension. So we're going to stay lifted up a little bit. We are now moving fast. Each rep takes 3 to 5 seconds as we control up, squeeze at the top, come down. We're staying turned on. We don't touch the ground. We go right back up. Now if you can't do a full minute of work, what I want you to do is go 3, 4, maybe 5 reps where you're staying off the ground, then come down, let your back sit on the ground for a few seconds, get a little rest, and then go right back up. And again, 3 to 5 seconds per rep as we control up, squeeze at the top, and then control the lowering portion as we come down. Our next exercise, we're going to do some good old-fashioned plank up down, so we can get the upper body turned on, engaged a little bit. Now for these again, we can get into our nice plank. I'm going to start on my elbows, and what I want to do is just come up. And you know me, I got my hang up about balance. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch the order that I raise and lower my body with. It helps keep things interesting, and it just satisfies my own little personal OCD. After that, we're going to get a little side-to-side motion. We're going to get back into our bear crawl again. And what we're going to do is I want to take some steps to the side. Remember, we move this way with this leg, and we're going to start with this arm. So right leg, left arm as I move to the right, and then I even them back out. Each time I get to the side, what I'm going to do is 2 break dancers. The way a break dancer works is going opposite arm, opposite leg, just like every other move we do in the bear. I'm going to lift the right arm. I'm going to bring the left knee through. I'm rotating my foot. I'm going to kick out if I can. If I can touch my foot, that's great. If you don't have that kind of mobility, don't have that kind of balance yet, that's fine. Just lift the hand, bring the knee up, all right? Get yourself a moment or 2 of controlled balance on just the 2 points of contact. It'll be opposite arm, opposite foot. 2 break dancers on each side, and then we're going to go back to the side. Try to get 3 to 4 steps in each direction to give your body a little bit of rest before you go back into those break dancers. For our next exercise, we're gonna need to stand up. We're gonna do a static split squat or lunge jump. Now the reason it's static is because I'm gonna keep my feet in the same position the whole time. If you're not ready for the jumps yet, that's fine. Just do a static split squat or a static lunge. And what that is gonna look like, right here, I get into my lunge position, my feet are a wide step apart so that I can drop the hips straight down. The goal is to have the upper leg and the shin both be as close to vertical as possible, coming up and down, up and down. Now if I'm going to jump, I want to make sure that I land nice and soft, under control. If you're not there yet, coming out with a video here pretty soon on a lunge jump progression, but what a jump is going to look like. Up, up, make sure you catch your balance, make sure you've got that body control between each rep. Down, explode up off the ground, catch yourself nice and soft. For the next exercise, now we're going to get our bands involved. Finally, one of my own personal favorites, star bursts. Please don't sleep on the sparkle fingers. They are an important part of this exercise, and they just give your fingers something to do. They don't get enough attention. So for the star burst, I got my feet in here. I got them a little wider than hip width apart. Let me get my band evened out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drop down and burst up and out into a star. Try to make it a little bit of metabolic exercise, get yourself a pace going, and eventually, even with this light yellow band, you're going to start to feel the legs, start to feel the shoulders say, stop making that star, but keep going. Try to get a full minute of work in if you can. Again, if you can't do the full minute, do 30 seconds. Rest for 5 or 10 and then finish out. Do as much as you can for the minute and then get a little bit of rest. For the last exercise, we haven't gotten any flexion with the upper body yet, so we're just going to go get a traditional curl. We're going to fancy it up a bit by going opposite arm, opposite leg. The way we're going to make this yellow band a little heavier is we're going to reach down here. We're going to shorten the band, use the same range of motion. Got my foot out there. Look like I'm standing pretty cool. Put your hand on your hip if you want to. You don't have to. We're going to curl up and down. Even with this yellow band, if you make it short enough and bring it through that full range of motion, you're going to be able to get plenty of work in as you curl it up and down. The upper arm stays as stable as you can. Try to just hinge at the elbow. Once you've got your reps in, you've got your minute in, however you want to do that exercise, go to the other foot, other arm, start back at the top. Let's run through them again real quick. We've got our bear to a plank walkout where we're walking our feet out instead of our hands. Next, we're going to do our bear squats. Remember, knees below hips, wrists below shoulders, toes strong into the ground like a ballerina. Get up high, tuck your chin, and squeeze your core for a good tall pike at the top. After that, we're going to flip it over. We're doing the hip raises. Remember, 3 to 5 seconds per rep. Control, up, down, pushing off the heels. I want you to stay engaged and stay off the ground. Don't let the back come all the way down and rest. Let's keep it turned on as much as we can, as long as we can. And again, if you can't do a full minute, let it rest for a moment or two and then come back up. Let's get some more reps in. After that, we're going with our plank up downs from the elbows up to the hands, back to the elbows. And you know I like to cycle it around, change the order up. Just keeps me from getting bored, maybe. After that, we're going back into our bear crawl. We're going to go side to side with the bear crawl, 3 to 4 steps. And each time we get to one side, we're doing the break dancers. Let me show you that one more time from a slightly different angle. Again, it is opposite hand, opposite foot. So we are up in our bear position. I'm going to lift this arm. I'm going to bring this leg through. If you've got low mobility, low strength, you're not used to the bear exercises, maybe that's all you get right there. That's fine. As you get a little more advanced, the foot comes out. As you get a little bit more control, maybe you can come up, touch your toe, hold it, get some sunshine, show off a little bit. Those bear crawls are great for body control, body stability. The shoulders are on, the quads are on, the core is engaged. Now I promised at the end, after you go through that cycle 3 to 4 times, we got a little mountain climber challenge. You can do 10 of each of the different types of mountain climbers for a total of 50, or you can do 20 of each for a total of 100. I want us to do this for time at the end. We're gonna start simple. We've got a nice straight mountain climber where each knee goes to the elbow in front of it. And again, these are for speed, so we're looking like this. We're gonna follow those up with some twisting mountain climbers. So I bring my left knee to my right elbow, my right knee to my left elbow. And again, I'm for speed, trying to keep the hips nice and stable, but we are doing this for speed. Squeeze the belly, keep your hips down. If your shirt starts coming up your back, the hips gotta come down. After that, spider mountain climbers. We're gonna come up nice and wide, bring the knee up outside of the elbow like this. It's gonna be tough to go fast and keep the hips strong and steady. Squeeze that belly button. Don't let the hips go up and down, and let's try not to swing back and forth. Now's where it gets a little bit interesting, because we're gonna do the mountain jumpers next. And the way these work, catch my breath here. Both knees come up, both knees goes back. That is 1, 2, 3. Now the hips are gonna come up a little bit more, that's natural, but I still wanna keep them low. I don't wanna see this. We don't wanna get up there. We wanna tuck those knees and try to keep the hips as low as we can down onto our heels. After that, 10 or 20 of those, we're going with plank jacks. And the way those work and the way we count them is we start our feet in the middle. We hop to the outside, back to the middle. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9. Each time they come back to the middle, that's 1 rep. Try to keep those hips from bouncing up and down. There's no way you can keep them totally still, but I want you to feel it. I want you to squeeze it and try to dampen that vibration. So that's our exercise, going through the cycle of 8 exercises. One of them is one-sided, so we have to do it twice. And we're gonna finish up with that mountain climber challenge. I hope you enjoy it. Have fun.